Okay. Welcome to episode 3 of the What the F Show. For the last time, I am not saying the whole word, and if I ever do that, you can quote me in the comments. Anyway, that's how I do things. No, no.
Oh.
I mean, this is kind of not made for kids, so I wouldn't mind if you did, I guess. But
What the fuck? Show?
actually, you do you. Yeah, that's the show name.
So
Yep.
we actually spent time on it instead of rushing.
It's kind of fun because
we should.
What the fuck is a real podcast,
Well,
and
Are
we
you
just kind of
serious?
copied them.
Hopefully-
I'm not joking.
oh my
I
god,
was-
the amount of times
I
I've
was
named
asking
something.
about my ad about that.
The amount of times I've named something and somebody else has already named it that.
Yeah, I was like, I was talking to my dad, and I was like, yeah, it's called the What the Fuck podcast, and he was like, that's already a podcast, and I was like,
Oh,
What?
No.
Guarantee you, it's just a bunch of guys. It's just a bunch of guys in
is,
a room
it
talking
probably
about
is.
most.
it probably is.
So
You know what
we're
this
different.
is? A
Um,
bunch of guys talking about random
Are
things.
we?
There's
Not
a
just
girl
guys.
this time.
We
So-
have Melanie and I. We have
And you.
ADHD and I.
Yeah, we got Melanie.
I don't
and,
mind y'all saying my
no.
name. So sorry. If you we
got
just
Melanie.
yapped a lot that we didn't need to say, and we wasted a bunch of time. Anyway,
We wasted a minute and a half.
God
same
damn it.
thing I got here. So good we're synced. So this Ake here is the black stick man sitting in the chair over there. Don't take it like that. Tate, he's the purple axolotl.
Hi.
And
Mine-
Star.
You don't know what my new one looks like yet, so.
No, Star makes a new avatar every time, I guess.
No, the first time
Yeah,
I
that's
spent like
gonna
5
get
minutes on
flagged.
this. On
The
that
first
one.
time it was
This
pretty
one-
rushed, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
this one was like 15 minutes, so it looks pretty similar, but it's cleaner.
The voice that
I
just
have
talked
longer
is Star.
braids this time.
Okay.
I'm the one with the really long braids.
So today,
Okay.
we're going to be talking about just in school being weird, right? Mostly just like kids doing
On
strange stuff.
schools.
Can I start this one off, or does anyone else have an insane story?
You can go first.
So, one time I was in my science class. It's like it's actually my favorite class because I know things and
I
stuff. My
hate
teacher lets
science
me.
in my school.
I
My
love
my
science.
school
My
has
teacher's pretty good.
sucky science.
So
My teacher's pretty good too.
so I have this kid who's gonna show up a lot named Josiah. I'll say his name because that's a pretty common first name actually. But
Yeah.
I'm okay saying people's
I know
first
about
names.
Josiah.
It's technically not
He's
leaking your
weird.
info if it's just your first name, right? Although
Technically
Ake here
not.
and Star here have asked me not to say their first name. Anyway, so this is also other kid whose name I won't disclose because I won't, I guess. We'll call him Jim, I guess. It's not his name.
Jim Bob. I was
Jim
thinking the same goddamn thing.
Jim.
Fuck.
Okay, so Jim over here, he randomly he gets up and walks around in class like Josiah and many others do when my teacher is walking around helping kids in my science class. And so the science class just sometimes becomes hectic because my teacher is helping people a lot. And she very often actually gets control of the situation, but sometimes for short spurts, she doesn't. So this kid Jimmy, okay, Jim, he is by the back of the class where there's a glass, and there's a breakout room there, and there's glass going through it, so you can see into the breakout
Did
room.
you break the glass?
Dude said, "Guys, look, I can run through walls." And then he straight up banged his head. He ran into the glass, and he straight up banged his head into one of the windows, and the glass
Oh.
broke.
Did it break?
Yeah, it broke.
Yeah, I
God.
called it. I called it. I
Oh.
called it.
It
You
would have
did.
been more comedic. I feel like it would have been funnier if it didn't break. Just
Yeah,
Well,
that's funny.
he was fine though,
Did
because
not
it's
get
laminated glass, so it'll shatter, but none of it gets anywhere. And that's for you can't really break into the room.
So could I
you
tell
want to know
one of
what
the
else probably would have
stories?
shattered?
Okay, I have plenty more stories, but you go next.
All right, so I was my school has a wellness center, and
so does mine.
while I was there, apparently in the cafeteria area, which is there's the cafeteria which is outside, and then there's on the other side of the building is the wellness center that I go to. But the thing is, apparently some kid yelled, "I've played these games before," so loud I could hear it from the other side of the building at the wellness
Oh
center.
my god,
That is crazy.
that is insane.
Okay, can I?
Bro has gotten this depression
next.
before.
Can I go?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that reminded me of what happened today in dance. I was there 57 minutes ago. Alright, so at my end of the class, we always do leaps across the floor, and every time someone did a leap, they would always say, "Give me my money," and then everyone else would cheer and clap.
Oh my god,
I used to-
man.
They're
used
really
to go.
nice, but they're a little chaotic.
Gotta
I said
give 'em some
Spanish.
I
love.
used to be at the same dance studio. It was actually pretty normal there. I was like the only guy in my class. Obviously, that's not how I identify now.
Probably give Miss A mental breakdown after that.
yeah. I was
Actually,
the
about
only
you.
boy in class.
I actually told you about you. I actually told her about you a little because I was like I meant your name, your dead name.
You can say my name. Preferably
know.
not my dead name, but I don't care.
Yeah, I said your dead name because I didn't know if you wanted her to know or not. So
I don't care if anyone knows. I really could
Oh.
not care less. If they start making
Okay.
fun of me, I can make fun of them back. 'Cause it's a stupid
and
thing to make fun of
I
someone.
don't think Miss A would do that though. So.
I know. I'm talking mostly about
She was
kids.
really happy that I met you again, and she was like, "Oh, how's he doing?" All of that.
That's fun.
So,
Anyway, then we went there. It was perfect.
so, hey, you want to tell a story?
AK, you want to tell a story?
Me?
Yeah.
All right. So,
Bobblehead.
sorry, I'm doing something right.
Oh,
So-
my VTuber is going crazy.
Melanie,
Mine too.
Oh no.
Melanie may remember this one.
Yep.
It happened like last year. Somebody, I don't know who, because I was not in the class when that happens. I was in a science class at the time. Somebody lit a fire in a classroom, and the entire building went berserk. Somebody lit a fire in one of my teacher's classrooms. He did not come back for the rest of the year.
Well, that's
I did not hear about that one. I heard about one time there was like somebody shipped fireworks to the school, which illegal fireworks, and you put them to a school. So the school was on lockdown for like an hour.
Okay, can I?
Wait.
oh,
They-
that's just
they-
fun.
They did?
Yeah. Somebody shipped fireworks to the school. The school was on lockdown for an hour.
Can I go?
It was last year.
Okay.
Wait,
I still have a story, but you know,
That was actually-
I have a lot of them. I have way too
Here,
many.
at the end, how about at the end we all do one good story? But for now, okay. So this story is from last year when I was in 6th grade. We had this teacher who originally taught 4th grade, and she's back to 4th grade this year, luckily. So this grade 6th graders don't get trauma from her. But she would like whistle on the inside. She would yell inside because like because apparently she doesn't know how middle schoolers work. Like, no, they are not going to be quiet. Like 4th graders, they're not going to be that quiet. We are going to talk.
Wait,
We are
fourth graders are quiet?
Yeah, apparently for 1st graders are a lot quieter than we were. I was one of the quieter ones, and I would talk to her about books since she was my English and science teacher. She honestly just kind of ruined science for me, though. She was nice outside of school, but in school she wasn't that nice. A lot of students hated her.
Yeah.
But the good thing
Wow.
is that she really never assigned iReady, so that was the only good thing.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, thank
Um,
God.
Wait, did I ever tell you about C? I'll tell you about C later.
Okay, so both my science teacher and my English teacher last year, like everybody hated them for no good reason. Like they were like, "Oh my gosh, she's so mean, she's so strict," and they're like, "Well, why was she mad?" She's, "Well, I was just trying to color my hair with highlighter while she was talking."
Whoa.
I'm not even making that up. Somebody said that to me. I'm not even making that up.
I think
teacher would
somebody
not
at my
hate
school did the same thing where they like colored their hair with a marker. or
I
something.
bet there was a trend for like 5 seconds, but I could be wrong.
Probably. Yeah, so I'm gonna tell a story that has basically ruined science class for me. Like
Everyone's science class is ruined except
Like-
me.
I hate science class so much because first of all, the teacher kind of sucks. He's not very good at explaining anything. And for some reason the students cannot handle like basic biology without randomly going at the randomest
Oh my
at the
God.
most random things ever.
It's
Like-
because that's the first time they've ever seen a woman, but
Oh,
Yeah, so like oh my god. So like basically I think
I'm dirty.
I think one time I was talking. I think we were doing like a lesson on like the different systems of the body, and one of the systems was the excretory system, the shit where you pee, and like they like talked about the bladder for 3 seconds, and they're like,
okay, your Discord is definitely cutting that off,
okay,
but
yeah,
I get the point.
The Discord is cutting off probably because I did a way too high pitched.
Our main audio.
They immediately just go, "Hey, yo, what the frick?" And so like, you know.
It must be hard being part of the 6th grade group, because if you don't know, I'm not in 6th grade. Tate is in 6th grade. Don't have pedos coming after it, Tate. Okay.
Okay, can I? Okay, can I tell you about?
So Tate's in 6th. Like it must be insane being 6th grader, because oh my gosh, the 6th graders at my school are like, they're freaking babies. Like they act like they're 3rd graders. Crazy. But more hectic. Like they're as insane as 3rd grade as 6th graders, but as unhinged as 3rd graders.
Okay, like, can I tell you guys about C, please?
Okay, sure.
Okay, so
fine.
I've definitely told some ADHD about this during our friend's birthday, but actually he doesn't deserve me covering up his name, Coden. I freaking hate him. Okay, so basically last year.
There's a weird buzzing coming from your audio. Is that like normal?
That's normal.
That's just some.
That's normal for this microphone. It's better than my other one, like quality wise, but. Anyways,
ow!
It's just
my
the buzzing.
ears are hurting.
Mine aren't.
Why are yours hurting?
Anyway.
I don't because I like had to do a bunch of band today, and my ears died.
Band class
my ears
needs to be a different
already
segment.
Dead, and just the freaking buzzing is.
Guys,
so
I think this episode's gonna be quite long.
Okay,
that's fine.
Okay, so Coden, he was in my 6th grade class. Apparently, he's been there for a while, but he left finally in my current grade. But in 6th grade, what he would do, he would stare at the other girls in my class and like just not stop. Like,
oh no!
Wait, what? I didn't hear it. What happened? What did they do?
She said
they would stare at the other girls in my class with that, and like if someone told him to stop, he wouldn't.
Oh.
And he thought it was funny.
Well,
so he pulled one of that.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't like that. He would actually just do it for funny. He would just be like. He'd just look at them, but like not do anything. He'd just stare.
Oh really? Like I've had like
You
students.
sure about that? I feel like
I have like classmates that like will look at. I think multiple times I've had classmates where like I think it was this guy like who was like sitting next to me, and he would just look at this girl like dead on. And like I think she was like, "Hey, could you not look at me like that? It's kind of weird." And then he just like, and then he turned to me and was like. Bro, am I looking at her weird? What did I do? And I didn't really see much, so I just kind of like, I sided with her and said, yeah, you kind of were. And then he was like, what? Oh my god! And then got really mad at me. So
okay,
yeah.
Well, like the girls would tell him to stop, but then he wouldn't. But then like one time, this is like another bad teacher along with Coden. So another time he was staring at the girl, and one of her friends from across the room was like, if you don't stop, I'm gonna call you out. But he didn't stop, so she was like, hey, Coden, stop staring at her. And then the teacher yelled at her for making him embarrassed in front of the class.
Damn. Yeah.
He would also never do any of his work either.
Can I talk more about this Josiah person that I barely ever talked about? Buddy thinks he is the main character.
You talk about him way too much.
Okay, to you guys, but not on podcast.
Fair.
So, Josiah, he's like he thinks he's the main character. All right, so right off the bat, we got main character. So he also thinks he's the most hilarious person alive. He also thinks he's really funny, and he's probably a sociopath, or just a psychopath.
Sociopath is to yawn right in front of them. If they don't yawn, there's a chance that they might be a sociopath. My dad does this at the beginning of every single year. He'll yawn on the way to class, and whoever yawns is like. And then he'll say, like, if you don't yawn, you're a sociopath. And then everyone else will, like, forcefully yawn.
Oh, well, that's fun.
So, what I meant is psychopath, because bro just does not feel consequences for his actions, and when he does get consequences, bro just, like, works right through it. That's pretty much what a psychopath is, to my understanding. So
Okay.
basically, he just does the most insane things, like claims he doesn't do it, like classic. But this guy is
Hold
the
on,
most
one
unhinged.
sec, guys. Hold on. You can keep talking. Hold on.
Bro is actually really unhinged. Like, one time, he did the Nazi salute during science class, like on the
Okay,
side near the front of the class. He asked some kid how to do it. The kid said he didn't know how, and then he just did it anyway. And then the teacher came up to him after kids were yelling about it, and he said, "No, I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know. I didn't know, guys." Right? Raise your hand if I didn't know. And then everybody raised, like nobody raised their hand.
Can I continue with Kodan then?
Okay.
Because that was like not the worst thing he would do, honestly.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, so Kodan, something that he would do, he would think that he was friends with like my friend group, which consisted of the birthday party friend that where Melanie and I met again, and then our friend that was also, and then one of my other friends, which it was us three usually, and he would always like hang out with us, and we'd always politely, by the way, we would ask him like 5 times politely, can you please like leave us alone? We don't want to hang out with you. Sorry, but like we don't like you. And then he'd be,
Oh my
he'd
God.
kept saying, no, you're not the boss of me and stuff like that. But then we'd tell him like we'd actually be like, get away from us, please. Then he'd be like, how dare you yell at me? Like I didn't even do anything. You didn't even ask politely.
Yeah,
To be
so
honest,
You're
that's
doing it
crazy.
Listen, you're actually being nice to him.
Yeah, we tried to because otherwise like he wouldn't get in trouble unless we told the principal.
Okay, but like,
Or,
I felt
or-
that. I feel
or
that.
Miss- or-
Can
or
I
Miss
tell
English
a
science
story
teacher.
that was really
Okay.
odd?
Yeah.
So
But I'm still questioning about this, like, to this day. Like, there was this random guy who, like, so this was back when I had, like, long hair. And so, like, there's this guy, he came up to me and then tried to flirt with me randomly.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm a guy. And he was like, wait, what? And, but the thing that confused the thing that screwed with me the most, the thing that confused me a lot, is that this wasn't like a random interaction, like at a random place and time. I was in the boys' locker room. Who did he think he was talking to?
Nah, bro's like, I see woman, I hit on woman. Like, bro's a robot brain.
Who was he talking to?
He was talking to the woman in his head, and then just imagine the woman in his head
Was
was you.
I
It
know,
was a
what
fork in the
heck?
tool shed.
What the heck?
Bro is not.
Like,
Bro
what
is
even
not the brightest light bulb in the socket drawer.
Okay, well.
Okay, really quick, one last thing about Kodan. At the end of the school year, he would, like, close to the end of the school year, like, we kept telling him it off over and over again. And then he just got so fed up about it that he threw his backpack at 2 of my friends. The one that, Melanie, the one that we both know, and my other friend, both of them.
Damn.
Oh yeah, something else he would also do, so I'm gonna name both of our friend M. I'm guessing you know who it is. Right,
Oh
Melanie?
yeah. By the first letter. Okay.
Yeah, M. So what he did, he was the worst to M. He would I think twice he stabbed him with a pencil. He threw his
Oh,
backpack at him twice. He would I think he punched M once. He tried to strangle M a couple times. I was never here for this because I didn't have their PE class, and this all happened in PE like right before lunch. But like,
Oh, only just that? That's just the top of what I feel.
Well,
That was
like
crazy.
Josiah, the kid I was talking about earlier, he's thrown chairs in the middle of class. He has threatened to shoot up the school several times. I'm not monetized. Haha, you can't demonetize me. Like, bro.
I don't even think it's monetization worthy. You're not even saying that.
But he takes Unhinged to a whole new level, this guy. He's actually a lunatic by the best definition.
Oh yeah, Kodan threw his backpack at both of my friends 3 times. I never meet for some weird reason. Apparently he doesn't hit girls or something, only stares at them. The only
He doesn't hate girls, only what?
only stares.
Stares at them. That's That's
yeah,
wrong.
because that's so much better, right? That's so much better.
Aerosol
I know.
So much better.
The only people who would ever do anything about it was the principal. Makes sense, right? And then my English teacher and science teacher that year. I told you about her already.
Okay.
Like, it was only her, and that's one of the main reasons why we liked her, is because she would actually do something about him.
Now, we've
Yeah,
all been talking
I
about bad
think-
things. I think everyone's fed up with me talking about Josiah.
So that's
Yeah, I
technically-
think it's actually time to end the podcast. It's
Um,
20 minutes now.
It's been about 20 minutes, actually. I want to talk about good... So,
we each get one good story.
I also want to mention, before we go, this morning, I've been sick for 2 days, and I had a 3D weekend this week. So I had got to reunite with my long-lost buddy Eli. Not long-lost, but you know what I mean, right? With my buddy Eli, who I hadn't seen in a very long time, because he was also gone for a week. He's also trans, so that was fun. That's fun. Yeah, he's trans mask.
Oh,
We
I forgot who that was.
so we just kind of like hugged each other, like during brunch, because it was the first time we saw each other in a really long time. And Josiah, the entire time, was standing there and staring at us. Like, oh my...
Bro forgot to do his potion.
And Eli also has a reputation as a furry, which isn't true. I'm not going to go into that. And now he walks around saying that... And so it used to be a rumor that I was dating the furry, because I used to date Eli. And we broke up, and now we're going to get back together. Oh, there she and so... So then he said, "Oh my gosh, are you guys dating?" No, this person has a girlfriend who is also sitting right there. And now he goes around saying the two furries are dating each other now.
Oh my god.
And like he's in my math class. He went around my math class saying this guy is friends with the two furries. Oh yeah, and the two furries are dating each other. It's like, oh my god, this guy sucks.
I wish like.
So now let's tell our good stories.
Shut up.
Okay,
for once.
can I
That
say a
would be
good story?
cool.
Can I say a good story real quick?
Okay. Let's get into the chaotic good. Or the lawful good.
So this all happened today, by the way. So I have this one teacher. He's like the nicest. He isn't even my teacher. Like, he's one of my friend's teacher, and like they introduced me to him. Since he like, kids can come into his classroom during lunch and like hang out and watch movies and eat popcorn, play on their phones, like all of that. And today he was doing magic tricks to everyone, and he taught me how to do a magic trick, and 2 of them. And now I know how to do magic tricks. Yay! We were while watching Good Burger.
Never watched Good Burger.
What?
I've never
Good
watched
Burger's
it.
a movie.
Good burger.
Yeah,
Never
we
watched
that is
it
one Good
either.
Burger.
I've like almost
Yeah,
never
next
seen
time
it.
I
think
meet you guys
I've
in person, I'll do the magic trick he taught me. It's like, he's like the nicest person. So imagine an 8-year-old who just ate a whole bunch of bars of chocolate. That's like his entire personality. Like, super energetic, super happy, super bubbly. Me
well,
when I
that's,
get
well,
12
that's
hours of
just
sleep.
fun.
Yeah, he's
He seems like a cool guy.
yeah,
I
he's
don't see
also
what's so
the
bad
new
about him.
teacher. I think he's like 25 or something, 23. Yeah. There's a couple really good teachers that I have this year. Like my English teacher this year, my science teacher this year, my Spanish and social studies teacher. Actually, all my teachers are good.
The only good teachers I've had are like substitute teachers that everybody just
My
agreed
substitute-
that
the only
were
substitute-
good.
The only good substitute teachers I've had were from my old school, and one of them would literally play like 4 corners with us at the end, and then the other would sing songs like where to find my shoe, and then we'd all get to yell out a random place and he'd pick one of them. Like, I looked for my shoe inside a whale's belly or something like that, and he'd bring his guitar. It was so much fun.
Oh well, that's just fun.
Yeah, okay.
That
You
actually
guys
sounds
good stories? You guys are good stories? Not a good?
Sorry, I may have some background noise.
You
Yeah,
might have to.
so, like-
yeah, I don't know if I got one.
Good, like a good story that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember. Basically, there was this person in my class. They were really nice. They moved to Chicago, so I don't actually see them anymore. But they were they were they them, right? And so like, but for some reason, everybody just called them a girl because they looked kind of like a girl. Like, so like everyone just went, oh, it's she, blah, blah, blah. And like, I would have to like remind them every single time it's they, them. And then I think one time they they literally got their pronouns wrong. Disrespected their pronouns 3 times in like 4 seconds. They all bounced off of each other's sentences, and so it was just like, oh, she's wearing so much good colors. She is rainbow. Oh yeah, you're right. She is rainbow. Like, what the frick? It was kind of annoying.
I mean,
yeah.
that's like I think they're slightly doing it on accident, maybe.
Most likely. However, I have to remind them every single time, and they know that they're them at that point.
Yeah, it took a while for me to memorize how like most my friends at school, one of them is a he, him, then the other is like a she, or and like Melanie is a she, or like it took me a while to get used to that since I started knowing them as the opposites. But I eventually got used to it.
Yay.
Yeah.
So, can I say my good story?
Yeah, and then
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Acre.
So we have I have the most goated vice principal there is. I am not afraid to use that
vice
term.
principal.
You have good vice principals?
Okay. So
That's
his
good.
name, we'll call him Mr. G. Ricky will know about him.
Yeah.
I'll edit that out. Akir will know a lot about him. But basically,
Leave
he
that
is
name.
a
Leave that
Chad.
name.
He is
What's the name?
Yeah, I did. He is a Chad, and like he just really wants he to be on all the students to want to be on his good side, and all the students, try to be on he wants all the students to know he got their back, and he honors every last one of us who deserve it. And when something wrong is happening to one of the kids who really doesn't deserve that, he will get the job done. Like, I had private conversations leaked at my school, of me and another person. And they got leaked. I went to Mr. Guy. I went to my teacher. About my teacher about it because that's where I heard them getting spread. I heard the screenshots getting spread. I heard kids talking about it, and that teacher emailed Mr. G. And Mr. G, dude, he called me to his office. He asked me to give a student report of it, and then he's like super. I don't know really how to explain it. He's just the most cool vice principal there is. Okay, like he asked me. Okay. So, this kid has obviously wronged you in several different ways. Like, what do you want me to do about this? Because you do not deserve this. You are an extremely honorable person. And then he, mentions all the things I've done that he considers honorable. Mentions all the reason he likes me. Alright, so, you deserve this. I like you. You're a good student. Now, what should we do? Okay, you want a public apology, or a public apology? You want an actual apology? We have some time. You want an apology? You want this and that? And I got bro to get to the person who was mainly doing it to give me a verbal apology, so I got to see him nice and weak. And then I also, the kid got suspended from the class I had with him for 2 days, and his comrade got suspended from the class I had.
Odd way to describe somebody.
But, and I had him get suspended from the class I had him with for 2 days. I think he was just suspended in general for 2 days. And then the kid, who is basically his comrade, Josiah, dude also got suspended from all the classes I had with him for 2 days. It was insane.
Huh, that's just amazing.
Mr. G is nuts. He came to my robotics competition. He came to my robotics competition and just absolutely just glazed me. Well, if I'm using that term correctly.
Yes,
he constantly mentions that. And he constantly mentions it all the time. Like, when there's people nearby, he's like, hey, look, I commend you. He'll pat my shoulder. He'll be like, you did really good out there, I like your performance. We didn't end up winning the competition, by the way. We actually did pretty poorly, but I tried. But he liked my performance, okay? And he could tell it wasn't because of me. I'll say that. But anyway, we should probably finish up. Otherwise, this episode's going to be longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah, this is like half an hour of content.
This is about half an hour. But you know what? Who cares?
I don't know about me. I have one, but it's kind of bittersweet because afterwards, it didn't really have any consequences for the other dude, but
I mean, if you don't want to do
like-
anything, that's fine.
You haven't really done a lot of stories. I think you only told one.
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah,
You can
I
just
don't
say
really.
that one.
There's not a lot of chaotic or good stories for me. It's not. It's
Yeah,
pretty
chill
straightforward.
life. I don't ever have a chill
Oh.
life. My life is
Wow,
complicated
that's
for
crazy.
several reasons.
My school just kind of sucks. I mean, like, there's the time I blacked out for like 3 minutes, and then there's
Oh.
the time I got knocked out because a kid pushed me on the floor.
I can tell we're
You
gonna
know,
be in
there's
this
a
call
lot
for
of
another
fun
hour.
stuff,
I can tell we're gonna be in this call for another hour after filming.
probably.
No, I gotta take a shower. I
Leave.
said I would.
Oh, okay.
My parents told me I had to take a shower when I got home since I just took dance and apparently I stayed.
Yeah, we'll probably stay in this call after I edit this. Anyway, so you gonna tell your story. We're gonna end it here.
All right, bye
I
bye.
just
No, we're gonna tape. Here.
I just stopped recording. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I was asking if we should continue.
I mean, if you want to.
So, Aki, we're gonna continue, or am I gonna cut this part
Yeah,
and
just-
we're gonna end it?
I just started recording, so yeah, I just started recording again. So let's.
No, that's fine. I'll just replace you with the PNG for the. Well, I was gonna cut this part out. So, Aki, you're gonna tell a story. Or that's it.
Sure, I'll tell a story.
Okay.
So last year, let's call this let's call this guy Truffle.
Oh. Okay.
Melanie
Perfect.
will know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, oh yeah, him.
Yeah.
I look evil with no
Oh,
drawing
it
on.
also has to do with our heroic figure, Mr. G. Absolutely.
Oh yes.
Mr. G.
Mr. G.
Gee.
We all
I
love
really
Mr. G.
don't
Yeah.
know who this guy is,
Oh.
except
Oh yeah, my
I
good
don't
teacher
know who he
his
is.
name is Mr. B. We're gonna call him Mr. Bark Bark.
B, G, and C. Huh. That's odd.
Well, let's just say that I have. Let's just say I have 2 little siblings. Let's just say I have 2 little siblings, and
Oh, I did land it. No way. I just threw something.
let's just say I had.
Huh?
Okay. All right. Let's just say that Truffle over here was saying some less than normal stuff about my littlest sibling. So because I'm not gonna let that slide. I talked to Mr. G, and after a little bit, if what I remember is correct, he got suspended, but it was a little bit bittersweet because apparently his dad didn't give a crap and took him to like something exciting or something like that. And it's annoying. It's really annoying.